Hello and welcome back. I am doing another ink review video today, and this one is another ink from the Birmingham Pen Company. So this company has become very quickly one of my favorites. I really like all the inks that they produce. I haven't had a bad one yet. They are a wonderful company. They have excellent customer service. So if you are looking for a pen and ink, I would definitely check them out. I have not tried their pens yet. It's mostly just a cost issue, not because I don't want to try them. And their inks are amazing. And if you wait around, sometimes they will have deals where you can, if you buy like 4 bottles, they'll have like a bundle of like 4 specific inks you can get. And then if you do that, you get like a discount or whatever. This is from one of those. This one is called Angelfish. So let me just open this real quick without damaging the box. And their boxes are made of this nice matte paper. So you can, if you want, take some of the ink and put it on the lid so that you can see from afar like what it's supposed to look like. You don't have to open the container every time. All right, they've got these wonderful little labels that are made out of that same matte finish. And I love the look of how they do things. Their bottles, their packaging, everything, their whole branding is just really nice. So it's like the opposite of, say, like the Ferris wheel press, which is like whimsical and bright colors and like the metallic boxes that they have, which are gorgeous. But this is also gorgeous, but in a different way. So I just like the variation in their product packaging and everything. I like the difference. I like all the variety. It's very nice. So anyways, what we do here, if you're new, is I am new to all the inks and fountain pens. I'm not an expert in any way, and so I like to test all my inks because how they look on product photos on the internet is not probably what it's going to look like when you write with it, depending on the type of paper you have, which is I learned the hard way that it's usually the paper that determines how the ink is going to perform. So we're going to do a swatch card like this, and then we're going to test it on 3 different types of paper: copy paper, HP32 paper, and Tomo River paper. So I believe this ink has a sheen to it, and yeah, probably. So it's blue and it's got like this purpley red rim around. You can kind of see it on the edge there. Very pretty color so far, just looking at the model. So let's try this, and that is really a bold blue on the glass rod. So let's just try this. Yeah, that's a very heavy, thick ink. Very pretty color. So even if all we could see on the ink was just this blue, it would still be a very pretty color to ink to write with. So, and you can see on, maybe you can see, I can see, hopefully the camera picks that up, the like purpley pink sheen on the edge of the blue. Okay, I'm going to wash this off though, because we need to write the name of the ink on here. All right, this is Angelfish. By Birmingham. There we go. All right. And while that does its thing, I'm going to set it aside. You can already see, or at least I can, if I can get this paper, you can kind of see where it's separating out and you're getting some like pinky purpley colors. Very pretty. All right. So first, I'm going to start with the copy paper, which is just plain old cheap copy paper. Some inks do just fine on this, so we will see if this is one of them. Because if you don't have to go out and buy fancy paper, or if this is all you have, you might want to know which inks will look good on the paper that you already have, so that you don't have to go out and buy all new stuff. All right, so let's try this. I'll do some swirls. And if there are any colors you would like to see me test out, just let me know. Leave a comment down below. And if I have it, we can do a test of it for sure. And Birmingham Pen Company also has a very beautiful color that I would love to try, but they have been sold out for so long. It's called Magnolia Mirage. Anyway, I have not been able to find that Magnolia Mirage color anywhere. Nobody even has any used bottles for sale that I have seen, and I really, really want to get my hands on one. So if you know anybody who has some that they don't want it, let me know. I would love to buy some. This is Angelfish, and this is on copy paper. And we'll do some slow lines. So already this color is just bold and beautiful and just a lovely blue. Very, very nice, even on this paper. There's a little bit of feathering, but other than that, just the color itself is just so nice. So if you just wanted a nice blue to write with, this is really, really pretty. And the one dip I did in the pen, it's holding a lot of ink. It looks like there might be a tiny bit of shading that's showing up here. It's hard to say. It's not fully dry yet either. And I'll just put down a little bit more of this ink just to use it up. There we go. They have such a wide range of unusual colors on their website. Just things that I haven't seen other places. We did a review earlier of Interstellar Bronze, which is one of their very, very nice colors. And that one has a weird like sheen that goes from brown to like metallic green. I've never seen anything like it before. Oh, no, we don't need to shake this. I was going to shake it, but it doesn't have sparkles. Okay, so the next one we're going to test, the next paper is HP 32. If I can, it looks like regular old copy paper. This copy paper though is a little bit better quality. It has a nice like smooth surface that you can write on, and some pens, or excuse me, some inks show off their properties really nice on this paper, so this can be a good substitute for a Tomoe River if you can't get that. For certain inks it works just fine. Okay, so do some swirls. They have a lot of brown inks on their website. Let's see, I'm trying to think. They are the ones, I will say this, they are the one company where I look at their inks and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like that color. And then I get the ink anyway, and the color is just fantastic. I've never had any colors that I hated from them. I don't know if I really hate any of my inks, but by that I mean like I don't think I've had any disappointments. All their inks look great. Even if I don't think I'm gonna like the color, I always end up liking the color. I just drew off the edge of the paper there. Yep, oh well. Angelfish. And this is HP 32. I'll do some slow lines. They've also started putting more swatches on their website for their product photos. They used to just have, at least when I first discovered them, they had these swatches that were, I think they were just done with a Q-tip, and then they went to actual like writing and drawing little circles and stuff, and I think that really showed off the ink properties better. But all of their inks, no matter what, they're going to look better in person than they do on their website. So like I said, I've never had a bad experience. Okay, so this, so far, this is starting to show that pinky color, that pink or purple or whatever it is. It's poking through, especially on the edges here and in some of the writing here. So like on the 3, it starts out as blue and then it turns into that purple pink. So this one is showing off the variation in colors a lot better. Like here, see if I can, of course this is probably isn't fully dry yet, but let's see here. So where it says Angelfish on this side, this is just blue, but on this one you can clearly see that purpley pink coming through. This looks like 2 different inks. Hopefully the camera shows the difference, but it looks like 2 totally different inks, and this isn't even finished drying yet. So this is what I mean by like sometimes the paper is is what makes all the difference. If you're not sure about the ink, try switching out the paper for a different paper and see if that helps. So far, that's what's been my problem every single time, is that I was using crappy paper and I ended up with pretty bad results because of that. So here is the Tomoe River paper. Okay. Tomoe River paper is very thin and it feels like it's not sturdy enough for the ink, but I've never had any problems. It always looks nice. And also Birmingham Pen Company seems to have a lot of variety of colors. So they don't just carry like a bunch of different blues. You know, they have a whole bunch. They have a lot of browns. They have a lot of strange colors, I guess you could say. That's probably one of the things I like the most about them, is a lot of their colors are kind of strange. They're like grays, but the gray is like a mix of a bunch of different colors, and so when you write with it, sometimes the different colors, you can kind of see them. I don't know if I'm describing that very well, but their grays are very, very unusual, and they have a lot of colors that could be described as like muddy colors, I guess, but they're not really muddy when you write with them. It's just they're hard to describe. They're not very clearly one color or another. It's not like obvious that it's a blue or a brown or whatever. Or maybe they're like a brownish gray, but the brown is made up of like pinks and blues, and I don't know. Anyway, I like their inks. I like what they're doing, and I think they have a lot of unique colors compared to like where I would get other places. So anyways, yes, I like their inks a lot. And hopefully they'll have that Magnolia Mirage back soon so I can get it, because I've been wanting that really bad for a long, long time. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to go ahead and put the cap back on so I don't spill it. I have a feeling that this might need a moment to dry in the fan, so let me just see. Also, whenever I dry these inks with the fan, there's no heat on it. It's just a regular old fan because I don't want the heat to change anything. Okay, so this is basically dry now, actually. That dried really well. It's a little bit like cool to the touch, so it may be slightly damp, but it's not like pooling. And this looks really cool. So let me see this also. This still needs a couple of seconds. So the colors in this are coming out very, very well, obviously, because it's Tomoe River paper. It seems to show off these sheening inks very, very well. I'm going to see if the camera will show you this. So these loop-de-loops here, it starts out blue, turns purple, then goes back to blue, and then back to purple again. Really neat. Like, you really see both those colors coming out. So let me just pause for a second here. I'm going to just make sure this is dry under the fan real fast, and then we'll look at them under the light and see if there's any difference. One second. Fine, we're back. All right, so yes, so this is just beautiful. The sheen and the way the color changes as you write with it, you can see it down there in the writing and the name there. The different colors, how that sheen really comes through nicely. And then here is another look at that Tomoe River paper again. And over here, this is the part that I was letting dry. I don't even know how to describe that. There's the blue with that purpley pink around it, or purpley red, really. It's more of a red than a pink. And at least the way I can see it, I don't know if the camera is showing that. And then it's got this lovely blue, which is such a bold, beautiful blue. Let me get the light, and actually we need to look at these all together as well. So here, just as a reminder, copy paper is just a flat blue, which is still very pretty. A beautiful, beautiful, I don't know, peacocky type blue, very pretty. Then you've got the HP 32, which is where you start to see the sheen coming out, and it shows up in the writing. And then you've got the Tomoe River, which is a little bit more dramatic effect compared to the HP 32, but only just barely. I mean, really, if you were using this for writing, you could use the HB32 and I think it would look just as good. Even in these lines down here at the bottom, they're pretty comparable. Let me grab my light. So this is one I think that you could really use any paper you wanted, but the sheen is just, see how shiny it is on the Tomoe River? It's a little bit more, but on the HB32 as well, you're seeing it glow just as much. So I don't really know that you need the Tomoe River paper. But the copy paper, if you're okay with it just being a blue ink, then yeah, this would work for sure. But if you want to see the full effect of the colors, either one of these papers, it would probably be just fine for most people. Obviously, it's more dramatic here on Tomoe River, but you still get that a little bit on the HB32, enough to where I think it would be just fine. So this is obviously going to be dependent on your own personal preference, because not everything is going to work for everybody. But look how the writing glows in the light. Anyway, this is just such a beautiful ink. As always, everything that they make I love, and I should do more reviews of their ink. So if there's anything you guys would like to see, definitely leave a comment down below. I do my best to find the ink and do the review for you. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Have a great day.